You spend good money on skincare. You're using the right products, but your skin still feels off. So tight after cleansing, peeling under sunscreen, that expensive serum is doing nothing. Here's what most people don't realize. The order you apply your products in can be the difference between a routine that works and a routine that's quietly wasting your time and money. Hi, I'm Dana, skincare educator and founder of Beauty in Color. I help Black women understand their skin, build better routines, and age intentionally. Today, we're discussing how to layer your skincare products in the right order, morning and night. By the end, you'll understand the one principle that governs all skincare layering. You'll know exactly what order to apply your products in, and you'll know what to look for in each category, so you're never standing in front of your bathroom mirror wondering where something goes again. Let me tell you why this matters before we get into the how. So every product you put on your face is trying to do a job. A cleanser removes buildup, a hydrating serum adds water, a moisturizer locks that water in, and sunscreen creates a protective layer between you and UV damage. So when you apply products out of order, you're asking them to do a job through a barrier they can't get through. A water-based serum on top of a rich moisturizer, it's not absorbing. Sunscreen applied before your moisturizer has set, you've compromised the protection. Here's what I want you to remember. Skincare layering follows a logic. Once you understand the logic, you don't have to memorize anything. The principle is this: thinnest to thickest, water before oil, and treat before protect. That's it. That's the entire framework. If you watched my video on how to build a skincare routine after 40, you already know the 4-step routine I teach here at Beauty in Color. Cleanse, treat, moisturize, protect. That's the structure. Today's video is about the order within that structure, because once you know what goes in your routine, the next question is, what goes next? Let me break the principle down. Thinnest to thickest is about consistency. Lightweight, watery products go on first. Thicker, creamier products go on last. Thin products can sink in through thicker ones, but thick products create a seal that thin ones can't get past. Next is water before oil. Water before oil is about chemistry. Water-based products like hydrating toners, essences, and most serums go on before anything oil-based. Oil creates a barrier that water can't penetrate. If you put your face oil on first and try to layer a hydrating serum on top, you block the serum from doing its job. And then treat before protect is all about function. Your treatment products, the ones doing active work like vitamin C, retinol, niacinamide, exfoliating acids, those go on before protective layers like moisturizer and sunscreen. They need direct contact with your skin to actually work. Now let's apply that principle to your morning routine. Your morning routine is about protection. Everything you do in the morning is getting your skin ready for the day, and every step is leading up to sunscreen. So, step 1, you cleanse. Cleanse with a gentle cleanser to remove anything that built up overnight. Look for something that doesn't strip your skin or leave it feeling tight. Step 2 is your treatment serum, if it's pH dependent. Here's the nuance most layering guides skip. If you're using a vitamin C serum or an exfoliating acid, that goes on clean, dry skin first before any hydrating layer. Why? These actives need direct contact with your skin to penetrate, and they're formulated at a specific pH. A water layer underneath dilutes the formula and reduces how well they work. So the rule is, pH-dependent actives go first on clean, dry skin before you add any water-based products on top. If you're not using a pH-dependent active in the morning, skip this step and go straight to your hydrating layer. Step 3, hydrating toner or hyaluronic acid serum. Any hydrating serum for that matter. This is your first water layer. Look for hyaluronic acid, glycerin, or panthenol. Here's a small thing that makes a big difference. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant, which means it pulls water toward your skin, but it needs water to pull from. If you apply it to bone dry skin, especially in a dry environment, it can actually pull moisture out of the deeper layers of your skin instead of adding to them. So, apply your hyaluronic acid to slightly damp skin, then lock it in with your moisturizer. This is sometimes called the hydration sandwich, and it's one of the easiest upgrades you can make to your routine. Step 4, another treatment serum if you have one. A non-pH dependent serum like niacinamide or peptides. This goes here. After your hydrating layer, before your moisturizer. Step 5 is eye cream if you use one. Eye cream goes here right before your moisturizer, not earlier in your routine. It's essentially a moisturizer for your eye area, so it follows the same logic. Anything water-based that needs to reach your under eye should go first, and your face moisturizer should go after, so it doesn't block the eye cream from absorbing. Step 6, moisturizer. This locks in everything underneath, including the hydration you just sandwiched in. Look for ceramides, fatty acids, and squalane. These are the ingredients that support a healthy barrier, which matters more as your skin matures. Step 7, sunscreen. The non-negotiable final step. Sunscreen goes last because it sits on top of your skin and forms a protective layer. Anything on top of it dilutes the protection. Look for at least SPF 30, broad spectrum, and ideally something that doesn't leave a white cast on darker skin tones. I have a few linked below. Your evening routine has a different job: repair. Your skin does most of its renewal work overnight, so this routine is about removing the day and giving your skin what it needs to do that work. So let's start with step 1. That's your first cleanse. If you wore sunscreen, makeup, or were out all day, you need a first cleanse. That's usually a cleansing balm or oil that breaks down everything sitting on top of your skin. Step 2, second cleanse. A water-based gentle cleanser to cleanse the skin underneath. Together, this is called double cleansing. Step 3, exfoliating acid if you're using one. The same rule as your morning vitamin C. Exfoliating acids like AHAs, BHAs, or PHAs are pH dependent. They go on clean, dry skin first, before you layer anything water-based on top. Step 4, hydrating toner or essence. Same as the morning. Replenish that water layer on damp skin if possible. Step 5 is your treatment serum, where your evening actives go. Retinol goes here. Evening is the right time for actives because your skin isn't being exposed to UV, and many actives make your skin more sun sensitive. Here's a note on how I personally use retinol. I don't apply retinol on top of a hydrating layer. I apply an occlusive first to my most sensitive zones, under and on the sides of my eyes, around my mouth, and in the creases of my nose. Then I apply retinol either directly to dry skin or buffered with moisturizer. This is the safest way to introduce retinol when you have sensitive or mature skin, and it's how I'll cover it in detail when we get to the retinol video. Step 6 is your eye cream, if you use one. Same as the morning, right before moisturizer, not earlier. Step 7 is moisturizer. Your evening moisturizer can be richer than your morning one. This is the time for anything heavier, more nourishing, or more occlusive. And then step 8 is an optional facial oil. If your skin is dry, dehydrated, or mature, a facial oil applied last at night helps seal in everything underneath. Look for non-comedogenic oils like squalane, jojoba, or rosehip. One thing worth naming for Black women specifically: if you're prone to hyperpigmentation, layering order matters even more. Irritation is one of the fastest ways to trigger dark spots in Black skin. So the rules we just covered, especially one active per routine and moisturizer always, they're not just about comfort. They're about protecting your skin from the kind of low-grade irritation that turns into discoloration weeks later. If your skin feels stingy, tight, or reactive after your routine, that's a signal to simplify. Pull back the actives, lean into the hydrating and barrier supportive steps, and let your skin reset. Before we wrap up, the most common layering mistakes I see aren't very common. So let's talk about them. 1, you're applying products to skin that's too wet. Most products go on damp skin, not soaking wet skin. So make sure you pat after cleansing or after toner. Don't let that water pool. 2, not waiting between layers. You don't need 5 minutes between every step, but each product needs a moment to absorb before adding the next. 30 seconds is usually enough. 3, layering too many actives at once. Vitamin C, retinol, and an exfoliating acid in the same routine, that's a recipe for irritation, especially if your barrier isn't in great shape. Pick one active per routine and let it do its work. 4, skipping moisturizer because you have oily skin. Oily skin still needs hydration. Skipping moisturizer often makes oily skin worse because your skin overproduces oil to compensate. 5, putting sunscreen anywhere but last in your morning routine. I will say it again. Sunscreen goes last, always. Here's what I want you to take away. Skincare layering is not about memorizing complicated rules. It's about understanding one principle: thinnest to thickest, water before oil, and treat before protect. Once you have that, you can walk into any routine, look at the products in your hand, and know exactly where each one goes. I'd love to know in the comments, what's the layering mistake you've been making? Or what's one product you've never been sure where to place? Make sure to drop it in the comments below and I'll check them out. Next week, the difference between hydration and moisturizing. They are not the same thing. Your skin needs both. And once you understand the difference, your routine choices get a whole lot clearer. If this video helped you, subscribe so you don't miss it. I'm glad you're here, and I'll see you next week.